got my tea, you guys. So, hey there guys, Erica here from High49RC, another time being on this side of the camera. It's not super common for me, as you guys know, I usually am on that side of the camera. But today is Crawl for a Cure 2019 story time. Because it wasn't necessarily a great year, but a lot of great stories to tell, honestly. I'm chilling up in my bed right now because I felt like, you know what? I feel like being comfortable during this video. And you guys are basically family to me. I love all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Also, I just looked, we have 473 subs. I need to do the 500 sub preparation video here soon. It's crazy. So, Crawl for a Cure 2019. Very hectic, very nutty, but just, I had a pretty good time in general. So I guess let's just start with Friday night. I was getting ready, was packing up my stuff, charging batteries, and all of a sudden I'm over at my table and I hear this popping and fizzing and smoke starts pouring out of my charger. So we blew up our charger Friday night before the crawl. Not smart. We got through enough batteries to last us throughout the crawl, which was good. I got 5 batteries charged for me, 2 fully charged for my dad, and 2 half charged for my dad. But we ended up with enough batteries for the day. Basically what had to happen is then we had to send our batteries home with our friends so that they could storage charge them so that they wouldn't, or so that you could take proper care of them, you know? So now we need to find a new charger. And currently our friends still have all of our batteries. So that was Friday night. Kind of a bad omen there. So then we got up in the morning on Saturday, which was the crawl, last Saturday. Got up, packed up our stuff, left around, I think it was 6:30 we left. Or we were supposed to leave around 6:30. We actually ended up leaving at what was it, 6:45 I think? Went to the grocery, got some breakfast. And then we drove up to the crawl, which it's a beautiful drive. I got some really cool shots in some pretty areas while we were in the car. And then we got there, walked down to the little event area, and all to find out that I missed the show and shine. Oh, I was so disappointed and upset. You guys don't even know. 'Cause I'm sure you guys know after watching my build-up series that I was really looking forward to the show and shine this year, and I painted the body for it and everything, and I miss it. I actually missed the show and shine. Very disappointing, to say the least. And there were other trucks there that were probably better than mine also, so I wasn't really too disappointed, because I was like, okay, these trucks are better than mine. So I was like, alright, whatever. And we had the driver's meeting, met up with our friends, had the driver's meeting. Then we started the crawl. We started off on the scored course, although one of us was going to score, but then I don't think he actually did. I didn't score. The beginning part of the course was actually, it was pretty easy. But then towards the second half, it was really rough. I've got some videos of the second half, which will be in videos coming here later on, and oh my god, some of that stuff is ridiculous, but honestly so much fun. So I get I don't know, probably 10 gates in, maybe a little bit less, 7 or 8 gates in, and I'm like, wait a minute, I only have 3-wheel drive. Clearly not good. And so I'm looking at it and I'm like, wait a minute, my CVD broke. The brand new CVDs that I put into my front axle in episode 1, 2? I think it was 2. I don't remember. But I broke it and I was like, dude, I've never broken a CVD ever before in my life. Or any axle shaft for that matter. Aside from coming down and going off a jump with my Yeti. I know that I've broken one a couple times doing that, but that's just come on. Oh, how nice. Joyce is out. So, this is Side note, there's this lady that lives on our street, and she's really elderly, and so sometimes she goes out for walks, so it's nice to see that she's out walking today. Anyway, broke the axle shaft, got, like, stopped for a little bit, fixed it. I was like, okay, it's a little bit weird. And then kept going at about gate probably 30, so about 20 gates ahead. It broke again, but this time the actual shaft itself broke. So the first time, the CVD pin that holds the CVD joint together actually broke, basically just fell apart. And the second time it was the shaft itself. So I think the shaft was probably in a bad batch or something like that. Or maybe there is a little inclusion in the metal, and so the change in altitude actually caused it to break more easily. And then, so I fixed that. Luckily I had 2 spare axle shafts with me, so I fixed them both those times. And then I was good actually for quite a while. I was able to finish the 150, or the rest of the 150 gates after that with that axle shaft, which was good. So I didn't break another one. Through all that really rough stuff like that, all the rough obstacles and stuff, was pretty good. And then, I don't remember, probably gate 80 or 90, my drive shaft fell apart. The pin, so my front drive shaft is a RC 4-wheel drive Punisher shaft, and so the pin is pressed into, like, the center section. It's like this, right? And then there's like a box in the center here, and the pin is pressed in, and so that pin fell out. Luckily, when it did, I was on my roof, so it actually caught the pin and the little square part in the center in my body, which was really, I was so thankful that it did, because otherwise I would have been done. Actually, no, I had another drive shaft with me, but anyway, so that broke, or fell apart, and I couldn't press the pin back in because it was too loose. So I was asking around, like, what I should do, and people pretty much suggested just put some electrical tape on. I'm like, shoot, I forgot my electrical tape. It wasn't in my box of stuff that I took with me. And then I'm looking around, like, I need some tape. We had recently gotten some lipo bags, like some single battery lipo bags to keep our lipos in. And I had put electrical tape on them and written on them what battery is supposed to go inside, right? And so I took the tape off of one of those bags and used it to tape up my front drive shaft to hold that pin in. And that worked the rest of the day. So that was pretty cool. So we finished the course, kind of grouped back up, decided what to do next, and the general consensus was eat. So we went and got some tacos, which were really good, especially after a whole day of really not eating anything, because you're out there. I mean, you have food on you, but, like, you just don't feel like eating because you're having so much fun, you know? Like, you don't feel like stopping to eat. I had a couple of snacks along the way, but it wasn't that bad. So we had some tacos, which were really good. And then it was still like an hour until the, raffle. So I went out and crawled a little bit more. At least tried to. And my axle shaft, the pin, again, broke again. So I'm out of axle shafts, and I had taken my Galanda with me. So I forgot to say this about the show and shine. I was gonna take my Galanda, well, I took my Galanda and my trailer, and I was gonna pull my truck with the body that I painted on the trailer with my Galanda for the show and shine. And I was like, okay, I think I might have a good chance with this for the show and shine. So I did have an extra truck if I wasn't able to fix it. But after the raffle, we were able to fix my truck and get it running for the night crawl again. So I broke my truck again, we ate, and then it was time for the raffle, pretty much. I think we went back to the car, or no, my dad did, I think. Took some stuff back, and then we hung out for the raffle. I didn't win anything. It was a bit of a downer year, as you can see. I didn't win anything at the raffle. All I got, really, or at least my dad got, was someone just kind of there's a guy walking around just kind of giving out parts. Someone handed him some SCX-10-2, like, axle skids, or, like, pumpkin skid plates. So that's all I came home with. And also, in an attempt to fix my broken axle shaft, I was told that the AR-44 axle shafts from the SCX-10-2 would actually fit in my like standard SCX-10 axle. I tried it, and if I had to, it would have worked, but I would have had to take out the bearing in the axle, and that wouldn't have been too great. So, anyway, I came home with some SCX-10-2 parts, which I'm probably going to switch over to SCX-10-2 axles here at some point anyways. That's probably going to be next year's thing, is SCX-10-2 axles. So, I mean, I've got some parts anyways now for them, which is good. So, raffle, didn't win anything. We were kind of in the back, and so I didn't really see what all was being raffled off. Some trucks. There are actually some really cool custom rigs that were being raffled off by people like CNC Custom Wheels. I think Scale by Chris had a custom rig to raffle off, which was really cool. I saw his video on YouTube of that. It was really, really cool. And then there's also some auction things. There was one thing for an auction that sold for like, I forget if it was $1,000 or $2,000. I think it was $2,000. Something ridiculous. But granted, all that money is going straight towards the American Cancer Society, so it's great actually that they can raise that much money on one item for the Cancer Society. And apparently, that event, Crawl for a Cure, has raised over $1 million for the American Cancer Society throughout their years of doing it. I don't know how many years they've actually done the crawl. I think that it's, I mean, at least since 2015, because I've seen some, or because I saw someone with a 2015 shirt on, so I don't know, but it was great. Some of the stuff was going for a lot of money, and I was like, this is pretty great. So after the raffle, we went back to our friend's car, and we were able to actually fix my truck, my axle shaft again. He had these little pill containers full of like pins and like drive shaft screws. If you're unfamiliar with the SCX-10 like axial replacement CVDs, the pin in them is super tiny, smaller than a wheel hex pin and longer, so it's even more likely to break. I don't understand, and it's like half the size of the hole that they're designed to be put in. It's very bizarre. So we were able to fix it by actually finding a body pin that fit in the hole and cutting it to length and getting the collar to fit over that, and that fixed it. And that was, I think the problem was probably that the hole that the pin is supposed to go in is too small, or no, too big, sorry, and the pin that they're putting in it is too small, or whatever, you know what I mean. So it's a little bit weird, but we were able to fix it, which is really cool with a body pin, and the body pin is going to be a lot stronger than the pin that was in there. So after that, we went out for the night crawl, which we kind of wandered around on our own for a little bit. The courses, honestly, any of the courses aside from the scored course are not set up that well. They're very difficult to see the next gates, even in the daytime. It's very difficult to see where the next gate is, just because of all the little rocks that are out there. Like the little half tennis balls that they use, they look just like rocks if they're dirty, right? So like you literally can't see some of them, so it's a real pain to find the gates sometimes. So we just kind of wandered around and then decided to head over to where this other big group of people were, over on some rocks on the other side of the little ravine area that we were in. And there's actually some really cool lines over there. There's a lot of people over there. I got some really cool footage of some people crawling and stuff, which is really great because I love filming other people's rigs and filming other people driving, because I'm always the one that's like driving and filming. So it was cool to see other people's rigs, especially out there at night. For whatever reason, it just felt like everybody was like more of a community because there was fewer people out there, and yet everyone was just there together in the dark, crawling, doing the same thing. Such a great feeling. And I was so bummed when we had to go home early because our friends were going home, so we had to give them our batteries to store. Therefore, we couldn't stay later. Because I would have stayed easily another 2 hours till like 11 o'clock. But it's whatever. I was bummed. But super cool rigs out there, man. Honestly, like, the night crawl is probably more fun for me than the day crawl. I'm not sure why, but it just is. So after the night crawl, nothing really happened during the night crawl, aside from having to go home early, which was a bummer. But yeah, then we packed it up and hopped in the car and drove home, had some snacks. We were driving on Mormon Immigrant Trail for we drove maybe 20 miles, 25 miles, like in a real car, not RC, because that would be ridiculous. We were driving like 20-25 miles, didn't see anybody on the entire way that we were going. It was really weird and a little bit spooky too, actually, because my dad literally just had his high beams on the whole time. You could see like all the trees and stuff. It was a little bit creepy, but it was pretty cool. And yeah, I fell asleep on the drive home at some point. I don't remember when, and I kind of woke up when we got home. Came home, put our stuff away, I took a shower, and I went straight to bed because I was pretty pooped. And a little bit downtrodden, I guess. I think that's a word. Downtrodden? Yeah, I think so. Just like from the kind of bummer day. Because between the charger, missing the show and shine, breaking down... Oh, no, during the night crawl I lost a shock screw. I forgot. I didn't lose it. Like, it was still in the shock, but like it just kind of unthreaded itself. So that also happened. So I broke down 5 times. And we had to leave early. Not a great time. Oh, and I didn't win anything in the raffle, but that's alright. There's always next year, you know. So, yeah, that's about it. Oh, I did meet somebody else that had actually seen my channel, I think. That was like kind of just getting into RC. And it was pretty cool. I crawled with him for a while. Really friendly. Got compliments on my rig and stuff like that, and somebody said, what did somebody say? Oh, I think it was this guy that had seen my channel. He was like, oh man, you're driving your RC, filming, and climbing all over these rocks? Like, you're crazy. Something along those lines, which... I mean, I'm just kind of used to filming and driving now. Like, at first, a few years ago when I was doing this, it's like I could not film and drive because otherwise my camera would either be pointing at the ground or I'd be tripping over things. But now that I'm better at filming and driving, which you guys know because you see me filming and driving all the time now, it's a lot easier. I had my GoPro like on my backpack strap, which made it really easy to just pull off and just start filming whenever I wanted, which was really great, which I'm definitely going to do again, or like when I go out other times to film and crawl. Makes it really, really easy. Yeah, I mean, I think that's basically the gist of Crawl for a Cure 2019. I've got 2, maybe 3 videos coming out, not sure when because I haven't even edited them yet. I'm going to probably do that today or tomorrow after I edit this. And all that footage is probably going to be pretty cool actually, just because of all the different rigs that are in there. I think that's pretty much it for Crawl for a Cure. Yeah. I hope there was one person that commented on one of my videos, or on my most recent one, like before this one. And they were like, oh, I have such and such rig, and like I have this rig, and like I'll like come and look for me. And I heard somebody talking about some rig with like what he was talking about on it. He said his truck had a welder on it or something like that, and I heard somebody else talking about a truck with a welder. Like, and I didn't see this comment, of course, until I got home the next day. And I was like, oh, you kidding me? I should have found this guy and met up with him, or whoever it was, I don't know. But that was a bit of a bummer too. I should have checked my comments the day before, or the day of, or whatever. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for, hopefully hopefully I didn't talk your ear off, because I've been talking here for probably 20 minutes now by the time I edit this all together. So thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little kind of chilled out little, like, I don't know, drinking tea storytelling time about Crawl for a Cure. And yeah, yeah, that's about it. So thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified of when the next Crawl for a Cure, or like when the Crawl for a Cure like driving and event videos come out. Those will be really cool, I'm hoping. Make sure you get notified of that. Leave a comment down below if you guys happen to see me or my truck but didn't get a chance to say hello. And follow me on Instagram, Howie49_RC. That's about it. So stay tuned and have a great day.